Hello, everyone. Senior Sales Director Sheila Bell here. I am so excited to be coming to you to share a little bit of information about the Mary Kay opportunity and how to do an interview connection because it's really about connecting with the person that is in front of you whenever you're sharing the information about the Mary Kay business. Okay. This is something I love doing because I always think about if no one had ever shared the opportunity with me, I'd be in a totally different place right now. My kids would be in a totally different place right now. I would not be the person I am today had someone not given me the gift of the Mary Kay opportunity. And it's truly a gift. It really is. It's truly a gift. I always think back when I say that, I think back to when I was a brand new beauty consultant and I was listening to the top directors and the national sales director and the top nationals. And Menina Givens always just painted this amazing picture for me about sharing the Mary Kay opportunity because I was in a place where I was a little bit discouraged because I was attaching my emotion to the result of that. And that's not something that you should do. She talked about how the Mary Kay opportunity is a gift. Think about it as a gift, like it's wrapped up all in this pretty pink box with this nice little bow on it, and you're giving it to someone else. And you're giving it to someone else. And what they decide to do with that gift is totally on them. But you've done your part. Like I do my part by giving the gift. Okay. And I love giving gifts. Like I love giving gifts to other people. I love sharing with other people. So give that gift. Don't get attached to the outcome. Give the gift because if you give enough people what they want, if you help enough people get what they want, you'll get what you want. And that's what Mary Kay Ash always said. Because we do have goals in Mary Kay, like we getting to your senior consultant, moving up into your red jacket, moving into directorship, moving into the next car level. Like those are all amazing goals. And the income, the commission that you receive when you do share the opportunity, that is also amazing too. But I challenge you to think about why you really want to share the opportunity. Because most women, because we are nurturers, most women do things for other people before we do it for ourselves. Okay. So think about really why do you want to share the opportunity? Why do you want to share the opportunity with other people? Um, and my reasoning for sharing the opportunity is to help enrich someone else's life. Like I said, if nobody had ever shared with me, then I'd be in a totally different place. So being able to impact someone else's life by sharing the opportunity and allowing them to make the decision on whether they'd like to start a Mary Kay business or not is something that really warms my heart to do. So love being able to do that. So I do have a few tips about sharing the opportunity and about the actual appointment. Okay, so you want to think about again why you want to share the opportunity, but you also like want to go into the appointment with that in mind. Like you're thinking about something bigger, something outside of yourself. You want to think about am i going to how am I going to help her figure out how this can fit into her life? How am I going to help her figure out how it's going to help enrich her life? It's not about me. It's not about my next career level. It's not about my, next car. It's not about me. It's more about her. Okay. So go into that with a servant's heart. You're here to serve her. Okay. So and the way that you figure out how is by asking lots of questions, lots of juicy good questions. Okay. So my friends always tell me that I'm really good at asking questions. So I came up with this things from like listening to other people, other training in Mary Kay. The training in Mary Kay is phenomenal. But this is the way that I opened up my interview. I always thank her for taking the time out to spend with me because she could be anywhere else in the world doing anything else, but she chose to take the time to spend with me today. And I'll always say thank you. I give a little gift, whether it be a little, mini or something or lip gloss or something for them being able to do that to show my appreciation. Okay. So I do that. And then I also go into a little bit of an agenda because most people like to know what they are here for. um, you'll find that, especially when if you first started the business, if you have team members that are just starting, their whole goal is just to get the people to you and they don't tell them any information. So I like to give a little bit of an agenda. So I usually open up like this, saying thank you. And then I go into, okay, so this is what we're going to do. I'm going to ask you a few questions about you because I want to learn a little bit more about you. Then I'll tell you a little bit about my Mary Kay story. And then I'm going to go into asking, seeing if you have any questions. Okay. And then at the end of it, I'm definitely going to ask you whether this will be something that you think you could do because your friend, Lisa, decided to share this opportunity with you because of blank, fill in the blank, whatever a genuine compliment is, whatever Lisa genuinely thinks about her, or whatever you genuinely think about her. So I say that. And then I also take away the fear of it being a bunch of money. Okay. And okay, so it's only a $30 decision. So if you do decide that you want to come and take a peek into the Mary Kay world, it's only a $30 decision. Okay. Sound good? And then I'll go into asking questions. And the way that I ask questions is my Mary Kay training taught me the 4 P's. The 4 P's are picture, purpose, passion, and possibility. Picture, purpose, passion, and possibility, the 4 P's of Mary Kay. So the question for picture is going to be, tell me a little bit about yourself. Okay. When she starts telling you about herself, you let her know that you're going to be taking notes. I usually let them know I'm going to be taking notes. My head is down. I'm writing because I want to remember what she's saying. In this first question, you can also figure out what her personality type is, whether she's a DIS or C. Okay, and more information about that is definitely on Mary Kay in Touch in your MK University. Check that out, whether she's a DIS or C. And you can also tailor your I story to her with this question. Okay, tell me a little bit about. I'll let her talk. You can also during this, actually, when she finishes, ask follow-up questions. Write down the follow-up questions that you want to ask so you don't forget them. I'm always writing things down. Purpose is the second one. Second P, purpose. I always ask, what brings you the most joy? What puts a smile on your face? I always say the most because a lot of times when I would say what brings you joy, people would say a bunch of different things. I usually say the most joy because I want to get to the one that does bring her the most joy. Okay. And then I'm jotting things down. I'm jotting things down. The third P is passion. The way I ask my passion question is, tell me about a time in your life that you felt successful. Okay. And what did you really like the most about that? So I let her answer because it also gets her wheels to thinking about, yes, I'm pretty amazing because we as women, we are amazing. Okay. And a lot of times we forget that because we're taking care of everybody else. But like when you talk to her and remind her of how amazing she is, because she's going back in her memory bank and she's thinking about when was I successful? Like really, when was the last time that I felt successful? Okay, you're writing down. And then I go into possibility. Okay, so the way I ask my possibility question is, okay, so let's dream for a minute, right? If I could wave a magic wand, okay, and you didn't have to worry about money, you had all the hours in the day that you needed, what would be a dream that you'd be living a year from now that you're not living right now? And then I wait and I'll let her go in and you dream. It usually takes some people a little bit of time to actually get into the dreaming portion of this because a lot of times we're not in our dreaming brain. We're more in reality and we're thinking about everything. We're thinking about the kids need dinner. We're thinking about this. We're thinking about like we're not in our dreaming brain. Okay, so I let her dream for a minute. And when I say wait, there's an acronym for wait. So WAIT. Okay. And this is something that you can jot down on your paper. This is something that if you need to put it in your hand, like this is something that you need to remember. WAIT stands for why am I talking? because chance 9 times out of 10 you don't need to be talking no way. Mary Kay Ash always say that you have 2 ears and 1 mouth. You should be listening twice as much as you're talking. Okay, so wait, why am I talking? Okay, if you need to write it down, like in on top of your notes, write it down. If you need to write it, write, because you want her to talk, you want her to be saying all the information. You ask follow-up questions, absolutely, but you want her to talk. Okay. All right. So after I go into that, then I figure out why. What does she need more of in her life? As I'm jotting my notes down, I'm thinking about them, I'm making notes on the side. Gloria Mayfield Banks, our illustrious leader, she always talks about how women usually join Mary Kay because they're looking for more of something, whether it's more income, more freedom and flexibility, more positive girlfriends in a positive environment, or more personal growth. Okay. Because women are always looking to be better. Okay. So figure out what she wants more of, and then you are able to figure out how Mary Kay can fit into her life. Okay. So thinking about that. Also, then I'm going into after she's told me about her, she's basically the majority of this conversation is about her. And because I've been taking my notes and I've been listening to her, I'm going to tailor my minute long I story to her. Okay. I'm not going to regurgitate and tell my entire Mary Kay career from when I picked up my starter kit or ordered my starter kit to where I am now. I'm going to pick and choose what I say. Like I never tell the same I story. So like I never tell the same I story. I tailor my I story to my audience. And that's what you want to do. God gave you the amazing gift of intuition. You know what she needs to hear. And also praying about it before you go into the appointment, like praying about it. And God will lead you on what you need to say to her. Okay. Because what she needs is what you have. Okay. Just know that what she needs is what you have. Whether she decides to take it right at this moment, or whether she decides to take it a little bit later, she needs what you have. Okay. So I go into my abbreviated version, my I story. I'm going to be hitting points that she brought up in her information, in her 4 Ps, and what she wants more of. I'm going to be tailoring that to her. Okay. So if she talked about her kids, if she talked about her accomplishments, she talked about, different things, like I'm going to be tailoring my I story to her. And it's going to be really quick. Okay. After I tell my I story, I go into asking a question. I was like, okay, so if you were to start a Mary Kay business today, because I want to get her in the mindset of starting today, if you were to start a Mary Kay business today, what would be some questions that you would have? Then I wait. Why am I talking? So I wait. I start jotting down things, and I start writing down things. Wait, and then I answer her questions. Okay. Then I go in and I don't go in and word vomit Mary Kay, even when she starts asking questions about Mary Kay. I still tailor my answer to her question. Okay. If she asks about, the time, then I'm going to tell her about, how we make our weekly plan sheet and how we Mary Kay can fit into a schedule that she already has. So I'm going to tailor my answers to her questions. Okay. When I first started Mary Kay, I used to have a recruiting notebook, which is great because it has all the information and whatever. And I used to just go through the recruiting notebook. But I found it wasn't as effective as listening to what she's saying, listening and tailoring, listen and tailor. Okay, so after she asked the answer, ask her, do you have any other questions? She's like, okay, no. Okay, so I have a question for you. Okay. And I like to make them laugh. So I usually ask a scale question. Okay, on a scale of 1 to 10. Okay, 1 being I'd rather sell pencils naked in the snow, or 10 being sign me up right now. Where are you at on the scale? And you can't pick 5. And she usually laughs. And then I just wait for her to answer the question. And wherever she's at, I say, okay, so what would bring you up to a 10? And she tells me this is where the objections come in. Okay, the objections come in here. When you go into Mary Kay University, MK University, it goes through a list of objections. Talk to your sales director or your recruiter about the objections, but you want to be ready to overcome the objections. really quickly. You don't have to go into a long, you don't want to have to twist anybody's arm. You just want to go in and answer her questions. You want to go and overcome her objections. Okay. So what will bring you to a 10? And then at the end of the, after I go through, and then she's like, okay, well, I think, I may be a 9, or like most of the time I've learned that women usually give you 3 objections, okay, before you get to the real objection. So they'll tell me one, I'll overcome that. They'll tell me another, I'll overcome that. They'll tell me the third one, which is a really, really like the heart of why she's hesitating. Okay. And then once I overcome that, then I'm like, okay, I go into, okay, now that we've discussed it, where are you at on the scale? Are you ready to go ahead and sign up now? Okay. And then I make sure I get a yes or no. Yes, she's ready to sign up. Or if she's not ready to sign up right now, when can I follow up with you? Or, different things like that or whatever. So you want to definitely go ahead and get an answer to the question. And then I thank her for her time, congratulate her if she decided to sign up, or go ahead and set up a time to follow up with her if she needs to think about it. Okay. So that is pretty much my interview process. As far as you really want to connect with the person that you're in front of, tailor your conversation to that person. You don't want to just come out with a bunch of facts about Mary Kay. You want to listen and wait. Okay. So I hope this was helpful. I hope you're having an amazing January jumpstart. And I hope you are setting your sights on what you want to achieve over these next 3 months before we get to career conference. Have an amazing day.